PharmaVentures, experts in deals and alliances.
Collaboration is key in success for life science companies, and the Medicon Valley region is perhaps one of the most vibrant life science industries around the world. Today on the show we have David Zepanik, Head of Communications and Public Affairs at Medicon Valley Alliance. Welcome, David.
Thank you very much.
David, you're servicing 250 odd companies in the Medicon Valley region. Can you tell me more about the Medicon Valley Alliance?
Of course. Medicon Valley Alliance is a life science cluster organization. It's member-based. It was established actually exactly 20 years ago, and it was set up in order to strengthen collaboration between Swedish, particularly South Swedish, and Danish life science. So it's a binational organization.
And who funds the Medicon Valley Alliance?
The Medicon Valley Alliance is actually funded by member fees. You pay a member fee to become a member, and most of our members are life science companies, as that is industry, and then the universities of the region are also members, so they also pay a member fee, which is of course initially public sector money. The regions administering the hospitals are also members and also paying a member fee, but most of our member fees are from private companies.
So you don't get any funding from public economic development agencies in Sweden or Denmark?
No, the public sector funding that we do get is indirectly through
the
member fees.
Yeah, sure. So what sort of activities do you have? I mean, obviously you come to conferences such as the Anglo-Nordic Life Science Conference to promote the Medicon Valley region and so on. What else do you do for your members?
Well, what we do is we are a network organization, an event and network organization. So we create what I like to refer to as meeting and marketplaces for our members, where they can meet, where, for instance, Swedish researchers can meet Danish companies and vice versa, where small companies can meet larger companies, companies scouting for a new interesting science. So we facilitate the marketplace, and then of course our members show up, connect the dots. They show up, of course, for whatever theme is on the agenda for any given event, and then apart from the actual theme that's being discussed, they also get the opportunity to meet potential new partners, potential customers. So basically what I am here to do, I have to create value to our members in order for them to stay members. And one of the ways in which I create value to my members is, of course, to make sure that we have interesting things on the agenda. And that could also be companies from outside our region that have some new technology, some relevant expertise that they want to showcase in our region. And we have a setup for that, where we can offer that service also to companies, for instance, from the UK or from other countries.
Do you get involved in collaboration deals and transactions, for example? You have some large companies as your members, for example, the Lundbeck, and some smaller companies, startups, biotech, medtech companies. If they want to find licensable assets or they want to buy companies, whatever, do you get involved in that kind of process, or do you just put them in touch?
We just put them in touch. We're not involved in the specifics if they want to proceed. What we facilitate is the initial contact, and then of course they have to take it from there themselves.
What sort of trends have you been seeing in the life sciences sector in the Medicon Valley, and how does that compare to the other life science regional sectors around the world that you've been to?
One of the things that's in our region is of particular interest is reproductive health. That's one of the areas in which we actually strive to be world leading. Not second, not third, but world leading. And of course, a small life science cluster such as ours, we cannot be experts, we cannot be world leading in everything. We have to carefully select where we truly believe that we can make a difference. And reproductive health is one of those areas, and we actually, in Medicon Valley Alliance, servicing an EU-funded project emphasizing reproductive health.
Other than being a networking platform for life science companies in the region, do you provide funding to some of the companies as well, or are you connected with angel investors, VCs, and so on?
We don't provide funding ourselves, but now that you mention investments, at our annual meeting last year, the theme of that meeting was how to fund life science innovation. And again, we use that setup, it's sort of our annual flagship event, to bring investors and people looking for investors together, discussing some overall themes, framework conditions relating to investment, but also discussing, do's and don'ts if you're looking for investors, and having, I think we had, for instance, Sunstone Capital, introducing how they work and what they're looking for, and what you should do if you want to approach them. So again, bringing people together, creating a meeting and marketplace where people can meet each other. That's what we do.
And how do you measure your impact? Because networking is one of those things. It's very important, probably quite central to all business, but it's often quite hard to measure the impact of networking and being a platform. Yeah. So how do you do that for yourselves?
Actually, to us it's quite simple. We are a member-based, we're a non-profit organization, we're member-based. If we don't create value to our members, they will simply leave Medicon Valley Alliance. If we create value, they will stay, and we'll be able to attract more members. So I just have to look at the number of members and to see if my members are happy with the events that we do. If the events don't have the quality that my members expect, then I'm not doing a good job.
The 250 companies speak for themselves, really, then?
Yeah. Of course, some companies are more central than others. Life science companies at the very core are more relevant than service providers. But of course, that's also, we try to service those companies, and then we know that the service providers will be there because they're interested in the core companies. So basically, as a member organization, the number of members and whether the members are happy or not is of course a crucial factor and a way to measure success.
What's your long-term vision for Medicon Valley Alliance?
Well, we have a vision from Medicon Valley, or the Medicon Valley region, which is also referred to as the Greater Copenhagen region. And we are already the most important life science region in the Nordic countries. That's a well-established fact. What we now strive to become is the most vibrant life science cluster in Northern Europe, which is something completely different. And then you can say, what about the UK? Okay, the UK is in a special situation, so we'll exclude the UK, and then we try to be, in the remaining EU countries, try to become the most vibrant life science cluster in Northern Europe. And one of the things that we do in order to accomplish that is that we support, of course, the Copenhagen candidacy for the relocation of EMA. Of course, that will be a great success if EMA was to relocate to Copenhagen, or to the Medicon Valley region, as we like to see it.
And can people outside of the Valley region join the membership?
Oh, they can. We have several members, actually. We have members from the UK, we have members from Finland, we have members from the rest of Sweden. So if companies have an interest in the Medicon Valley region, they can approach us, they can become members, and then they have access, because that's one of the things that the membership gives you, unrestricted access to participate in the events that we do. That means attend the events, be present at the meeting and marketplaces that our events facilitate. So external companies are more than welcome to join.
Great. Well, thank you, David, for your time, and I look forward to seeing companies from the Medicon Valley region at the Anglo-Nordic Conference.
So do I. Thank you.
For more information about PharmaVentures, visit our website